The story of a people is told best by those who live it out daily. And when the history of that community is informative, inspirational, and insightful, it should then be shared with the world. The Clio Exchange does that.
When I used to watch my daddy play ball, he's a natural athlete, and thank God for Jesus, I was a natural athlete. But I was so enamored of my daddy because I was bonded to him, that I realized the only reason Jesse Owens was the fastest dude in the world, he hadn't raced my daddy. You know what I mean? Well, I was so bonded to him.
Yeah, I understand.
A father, a caring man,
Yes.
which our young people miss so desperately because it was just designed in slavery, not to allow them to live in a family, which is nature's schoolroom for teaching people how to care for, protect, and defend one another. And so they created a situation where every black man was a Snoop Doggy Dog, a stud, whose job was to have sex with everybody on the plantation and leave to have the mother raised by themselves like a dog. And the role of the black woman was to be a heifer, have babies by anybody on the plantation, including Uncle Bubba. And that's why we call them mothers. We used a term that kind of bothered me because I was 9 years old before I knew my first name wasn't Mother. I went home and called my little brother one day that, and my mother hit me upside the head so hard. She said, "Don't you ever call your brother that." I said, "Everybody else does." That's because that was the mentality, but I had the joy of a caring man and a caring woman to whom I got bonded, and the bonding extended all across my life. So
Was your dad your hero?
Oh yes, yeah. And he was the image of Father, the Heavenly Father. In fact, my father told me, he said, "I'm not going to be here with you always, but if I go, you got a Heavenly Father." I said, "Oh, that makes sense." And the bottom line is that I loved my daddy and had such respect for him that, you know, the only reason Joe Louis was a heavyweight champion of the world, he hadn't met my daddy, you know what I mean?
I got you.
And that feeling enabled me to survive and to be caring about people who didn't have fathers, and caring about people who thought that they were less than the child of a king.
Which we need now, too.
It's our only hope at a time when the shrinking of resources has turned us against one another rather than for one another. And so I thank God for Carter G. Woodson.
Did Dad build that bridge between you and the church that was so close, or was it your mother?
As a matter of fact, it was both who were French Christians.
Okay.
They knew you ought to go to church.
Yeah.
And they didn't, my father had to work 2 jobs. He had 7 children and 2 grandmamas in the house. And he did like a little great old granddad toward the end of the week because he had all that pressure. So I sort of understood that. But I was playing with my sister and brother out on a Sunday morning, waiting for Mommy to get us in for breakfast. And this lady from the Sunday school, a caring adult named Harriet B. Epps, came walking down the street and said, "Little boys and girls, would you like to go to Sunday school?" I said, no, I go to school. I'm tired of school. I want Sunday. I want to be out of school.